That's such a good name.
This was Catastrophe.
Wait, you're the last official session was the Catastrophe. Okay.
That's why I said not including Altercation, because I was not here for Altercation.
You're there for part of it.
Yeah. We got back to Estat.
God damn it.
We got new house. We have new clan member. We have invitation to the Arcane Workshop courtesy of Kyo asking her clan member Alicia.
Yep.
Alicia?
Yep.
Key got a pet. And
that's right.
Kid got a date, and so did Alter.
And Lord dumped to Brain
got-
Mush.
Yeah.
We're done brain mush.
And I think somebody made the executive decision to not take notes. It was me. So I'm going off of my memory, which is really good.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Especially for nuanced stuff like this.
Okay, well, we'll say you guys wake up to the next. Unless you guys want to do something that night when Alter comes home.
Yeah, I think Alter was supposed to
Mhm.
Lord dump
Okay.
us a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, Alter, balls in your
More
court.
dump us.
Oh, good. Oh, great. Fucking great.
So, where we left off with altercation, Rydada brought you home. She thought people were going to be listening behind the door, so she like raised her voice and she's like, "I had a wonderful time," just to cover your ass. And then you walk through the door.
Yes, and he is also wearing an entirely different outfit now. And the sword, the family sword, has a sheath. But you wouldn't probably be able to see that immediately, due to the fact that he has a coat, like a long coat now. But he walks in, and I don't know who is up and awake and immediately there, but he is going to immediately go find Isul.
Walks past everybody.
Unless Isul is in the room, he won't have to walk past anybody. That's basically it. Like, is Isul in the room? Because then she's just gonna start talking.
No, because Isul was letting Alter do his thing, more or less, once he was like, she asked before he left, like, are you okay? Are you good? Can you do this? And when he said yes, she just like, okay, bye.
That was a
That
mistake.
bitch.
And so she is probably in their room, just like trying to relax.
Yeah, well, I think right about the time Isul would sit down and like sink into the chair and actually start to relax, the door just slams open and Alter is there with
The
his
others
foot
could be there
extended.
too, following you.
He speed walks in through the door, just like there's a tinge of red on his face, but it's mostly like just flabbergasted. But he speed walks in, kicks the door into the bedroom, and he like walks up and stands in front of Isul, and he just goes, "There's so much shit going on now." So
Silver
much
and
shit.
Kit, where were you guys? Just
Kit was at the window and watched everything, but before Alter came in the door, she went invisible. And he walked right by her, and she's just like up against the wall, not moving until he goes back.
and Silverus.
And
You guys can't
Kronk
follow
pose.
Alter because he's very clearly panicked. So you guys would.
Not
No,
panicked,
to
moving
follow
with a
him.
purpose.
Yeah, he's not running in a way that he's like trying to make sure no one's following him. He's running in a way that he's like, I don't care. I need to tell Isul. Everyone else is gonna find out eventually because this fucking place is like dry grass in summer for gossip fire.
Okay.
Yeah, Silvers was not near the door at all. I imagine she was like on the couch, like fucking reading, she was on the couch polishing her fucking chess pieces when Alter walks past with a purpose. She's like, that doesn't happen.
Usul
Okay,
just like
continue, please
looks up from the chair as the door burst open and just kind of like slow blink at Alter.
Alter like gestures to his new outfit, and there's like a vague sense of like somewhere between it's kind of cool and also I don't know what's happening to me, but and then he'll just like gesture to it like this was not me. This happened to me. I just want to make that very clear. I don't hate it, but I certainly did not ask for this. First off.
There's just a furrowed brow for a second and a head tilt. What kind of date did you take this girl on for you to
I don't
look like
fucking
this?
know. But first it started off fine. We went to the market and just walked around and had conversation, like normal shit.
Uh-huh.
It didn't take long until everything started to get fucking off the rail, totally out of control. Firstly, I don't know how far away this is, but I mentioned something offhanded about I really like roaming hills and grassy highland areas, and it's very pretty. And she, I think, teleported us somewhere. I can't remember the name of the place, Piper. What was it
Fodel.
called?
She said the plains of Fodel.
Can
somewhere,
you pull up
like-
the map so we can see that?
Yes. Or wait, no, I do not have the world map currently.
I have, yeah, I just have the map.
Oh no.
Yes,
Yeah, I'll turn just like
I'll show you guys
Fodel.
later, but it's like 2 weeks away.
He like gesture, like puts a hand to his head, and then does the like circle gesture with his other hand, and goes, "Plains of Fodel, I think, something like that."
She. Okay. But she brought you back, so.
Not before she accidentally. Well, I don't think this was her fault, but we fought a dragon, or I did, but she helped a lot. She pulled like 90% of the weight, I think. But she did it because there's some kind of weird loophole, because she's like an angel and she's not allowed to interfere with things, so she used me as a vessel.
You. Okay, I need you to take about 15 steps back and start again. You fought a dragon
With her help.
in Fodel.
No, this was in, I think, like, ish in Estet. But it's not entirely clear. We were kind of in like a weird pseudo realm. Shit got weird, okay? That's not even the biggest thing. And then he'll immediately go for the sword and rip the sword out of the sheath, and it just explodes into this black feathered wave, and it expands out all the way into the black scythe. And he just is holding it there, like outstretched. Like, this is the thing now.
Isul, like, when the sword transforms as he, like, pulls it, is up on her feet immediately. Partially because that's not the way a sword is supposed to look and behave. And then just absolutely silent and still for a moment. And then eyes narrowed. That was...
Family sword? Yeah.
That is the family's.
He takes the scythe and gestures like he is collapsing it back, and then it just folds back into the sheath, and you can see that.
Friendly
It is
reminder
the-
that the sheath is bright pink.
So he has that. He just has the sheath around it, and you can see it's not, I imagine, a very ornate sheath. It's just a very simple,
Yeah.
like, monocolored sheath. But he just like just holds it up like, I don't know what now, but this is a thing.
Why the hell did you do that to the family sword?
First, I didn't do that to the family sword, he says, Marx. It was sort of like an impromptu decision that had to be made because there was a dragon made of pure shadowy fucking something, that void shit again. Also, he holds up the sword and he just goes, the actual sheath, that is, and I don't know how to say this without it sounding incredibly dangerous, that's actually like part of Rydada? It's her wing? Which I didn't realize that she. First off, there's a lot. There's more that I'm forgetting, and I'm probably not going to remember it because I'm currently still like recovering. But this is her wing, and
Isul,
she gave it to me.
Isul steps a little closer, kind of looking at the sword at first, and then just like skirting around the sword and just like doing a full loop of altar, making sure it's both like, what the fuck are you wearing? And also, you're recovering. Are you in one piece?
I'm fine. Honestly, fighting the dragon felt great. I felt like I could honestly
How
just
the fuck did you
do
fight
anything.
a dragon?
She made me fly. So okay, but
Did you
it's-
fly?
Well, I sort of levitated, but that's not the point. The point is that she gave me like a sliver of her divine power, some shit. I don't know how the rules work. He says with quotation marks again. But the, I she sensed something was happening. Okay, I don't know how her senses work. She just felt it in the air, but she sensed something was happening. I panicked, and she panicked, and according to her, the only option was either run away and possibly die, which is not really an option, and fight it. But if I were to fight on my own, it would not go well. So she made the decision to offer me some of her power, and I thought that seems reasonable, and now we have this, and he just gestures to his entire body.
Isul just standing in front of him again. It's like another like once over. And then just kind of slowly holds her hand out for the sword.
Hands it to her.
She will unsheath it, and I imagine it doesn't do much when she unsheaths it.
Right.
And she
Like-
kind of like twists it one way and then the other, and then she, still holding the sheath, hands the sword to Alter.
The handle of the sword, the hilt.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. So Alter grabs it, and then like the black feathers just and it expands all the
Yeah.
way out.
Yeah, the sheath like disappears from your hand and it like floats over to the sword and it makes the scythe.
As she takes it back.
Yeah, then he just is like gesturing to that, and he just goes, "There's so I forget what it's called. The little fucking things that Key uses, the circles. I can't remember basic words for now. But-
Chakram.
Yes, the chakrams. Yes, and they're a weapon of indulgence. You know that thing that we only vaguely understand, but understand enough to know that it's a big fucking deal. That is one of those now. Or, well, not now, but it is. Well, I guess it is now, but
So she has, I suppose, turned
She-
our family sword into an insanely powerful and important weapon.
and she gave it to me. Like it's when I say that she used her wing to make the sheath and turn it into that scythe, I want to be perfectly clear. It wasn't like a clean break. It was a gut-wrenchingly gruesome sight. She ripped her wing off of herself, and then it magically became this, and he gestures again. Which this has its own magic shit going on with it, which I think happened to me a little bit too, because I think I've got magic shit going on now too.
Isul has slowly calmed down from the great high levels of confusion back to kind of the carefully controlled, maintained even. And you just see her take a very deep breath and a slow nod. Well, if the family sword is the base, then it is by right yours, I suppose.
I hardly
Doesn't
What
matter if
feel
you
about it?
use it, but it is yours. And now we're going to have to make sure the family doesn't get it back.
I don't think. Well, first off, they'd have to kill me before I let it go willingly. But secondly, I don't know if it would be anything for them aside from worthless. It's mine, like bequeathed to me by. I think Rydada's an angel. It's hard to really say, but I get that vibe from her. Also, just to rewind a little bit, I said it was made from her wing, right? She mentioned to me something like, and he does like a hand wave gesture. The weapons of indulgence are made from parts of my sisters and I. Something. Can't give away them all. Whatever. But like that means Key has some part of some sister of hers. And then it like he blinks for a second and then just goes, I should have asked how many sisters she has. Well, she has more than one. I know that much. Because she said sisters.
Isul will hand back the sword, and I will look past Alter. How many heads does she see at the doorway?
He's not been quiet.
Raise your hand.
You don't see Kit's head.
Yeah, I imagine Silvers wouldn't be at the doorway, but I imagine she doesn't have to be. Alter's talking
Yeah.
really loud. They're like down the hallway a bit.
So Isul will just go to the doorway and we'll step outside and look down the hall and see them.
Yeah, chilling, vibing. It's like Silvers
And
was
On
on
the
her
wall,
way to her
whistling.
room. It was like
And-
on her way to her room and just paused, hearing all of this wild, wacky shit.
tilt her head slightly, doesn't see Kit, but does have Spidey sense. Kit?
Yeah, you know.
Right in front of you. Like an inch away from you.
It lasts an hour. I wasn't going to waste it.
She just nods slowly and looks back towards Alter and motions him to follow and starts down the hallway. I think now would be a good time for a clan meeting.
You don't say.
Oh, that's you. Yeah, that's true. I think only Kit, who would be poking her invisible head in, would have seen the sword transform. So everyone else would have just heard the
like,
the
yeah,
transforming noise.
Time for a clan meeting. Yeah, no fucking shit.
Makes beeline for a table and slowly sits down.
Dia sets on tea for everybody.
Say-
Alter, as everyone's walking towards the table, he will say, "I'd like to make it clear. I was going to tell you all eventually. I just had to tell my sister first."
Good, I
Okay.
don't think you have to worry about that. I'm pretty sure everybody heard at least 90% of what you said.
It's kind of hard not to.
You were very quiet.
You're just nodding. Fair point. Uh, I oh boy. Well, what questions do you all have? I guess.
First of all, what was that noise?
Oh, this, and he'll the scythe.
Apparently, that's what happens when an angel wing gets put on a katana.
It makes a scythe.
Hmm.
But only for me.
How do you know that?
Well,
Well, I mean, of course,
sheathes it.
the scythe only works for you, but an angel wing on any katana could make a scythe for anybody.
Oh well, yeah. Just go find an angel. Why don't you?
Apparently, there's lots of them, though. Who knew?
It might not see. She didn't really explicitly say that it had to be a wing that she or her sisters gave. It could have been like, I don't know, hand or an arm or foot.
Well, we're going to
I assume.
function with the hope that it is merely a wing. I don't think
Well,
anybody
Well-
really wants to see an angel chop off their hand to make a weapon.
Yeah, because the wing looks awfully, a lot better on your side as the scabbard than a foot would.
Do I have to start carrying like a bird around? Do I have to adopt a bird? Because you have your dragon, and that's like a whole thing. I don't know how to take care of him, and I don't know how Snacks would get along with a bird.
Try to take
Lovely.
care of the cat first.
Fair.
Right. Anything else you'd like to share with us all?
W- Uh. Well.
Tell us more about the dragon.
Okay. Big, nasty, shade creepery type beast. It looked vaguely like the voids of existence, but it wasn't a void of existence. It was a shard of the beast, a beast of a beast dragon, a shard of something in the form of a dragon.
Isil will turn to look at Kit.
She's visible now, but you can tell that like was a bit much there too. You see her cast a little bit of something on herself, and then she's better. Like she was starting to panic a little bit, but cast calm emotions on herself and just kind of takes a deep breath.
She's riding the high now.
Yeah, hoi.
So, seeing that
Yeah.
narrows her eyes slightly, but does not comment. Alright. So, Shard of Existence turns into Large Dragon.
Which I fought with her help.
And
But-
the wing just made you strong enough to fight a dragon for a short period?
Oh no. It's sort of like a two-part thing. So part one, the wing scythe, and the second part was her giving me a sliver of her divinity, which I think she kind of possessed me or donated like 100% of her magic to me, and that was what gave me the ability to actually fight dragon toe to toe. Which, holy shit, that was I cannot express to you how immensely powerful I was in that moment. I don't even think I skimmed the top of that pool of power. I fought a fucking dragon. And I wasn't worried about it at all. Everything was going fine. Well, like not fine. It was definitely difficult. And I did get hurt, but like
And you're okay now.
checks his torso and his shoulders, does like spin, like I feel good. Feel rested.
Well, what happened to the dragon after you defeated it?
Well, I fought it, and then it eventually started to run out of, I guess, energy of some kind, and it got pissy and fucked off with
Oh.
its evil threats.
So you fought it into retreat then?
Yes, it's definitely not dead.
Wait, you said it's evil threats. Was it talking to you?
Oh yes, it spoke.
What
Not
did it
much.
say?
Well, I only vaguely remember that it threatened me and said something about something inevitable, something kind of
Can you
that.
remember any more details?
No,
Just anything.
none.
No.
He just
Isul
shakes his head.
Isul looks towards Silverus, and there's just a slow shake of her head. My
He's
brother
just
doesn't
like,
remember words very well usually.
listen, if you felt I felt in like that short span of being your normal mortal self with your normal mortal shit sword, and then all of a sudden you just get divinity thrusted upon you, you probably wouldn't remember much of what some dipshit dragon said when you were fighting, because you probably would just feel like a god and want to fight it.
To be fair,
Which
the
is what I
dipshit
felt.
dragon is part of something that could very well end the world, so...
This is true, but I thought I could kill it. And then I realized that I probably couldn't, but then as I realized that, it left. But I fought it into retreat. That's fucking insane. I don't know how I did that. I don't think I could do that twice.
Do you
Oh.
have any access to that power now?
No. In fact, there's actually like there was a bit of withdrawal afterwards. It was a bit rough. I'm fine now, again. but-
What happened?
Well, Rydada took what was hers back, for the most part. I think, again, there's like a little, I don't know, thumbprint left on my entire soul? Or something? But she stopped, and when she stopped donating her energy to me, it sort of felt like I fell off of a cliff and landed face first into the ground. It was so painful. But she healed me, so there's that.
Oh boy.
Just like shrugs, just like, yeah, tell me about it.
Any idea where this took place?
Sort of here?
Somewhere in Istat is what he said.
Yes. Also, do you happen to know where the plains, like the plains of fuck, I can't be said. But there's a part of the world she took me to. I'm definitely decently sure that it's not nearby. Fidel?
She took you to Fidel?
Yes, I made a comment that I like the hills of the plains outside of the city. Here, not those ones in particular, just the ones that I can walk to. And then she thought it would be interesting and probably nice to take me to some that I had not seen before, and so then we were there.
Huh.
Shrug. And when she was done with that, she teleported us back to Istat, and that's when the dragon showed up. We had to move outside of the city so that it didn't, you know, do the dragon thing all over the city. But, well, other than that, it was fine.
Other
Sort
than
of.
that, it was fine.
Shrug.
Well,
So, any questions? Slight smile.
Oh, I have so many questions. I just don't think you have the answers.
I definitely don't.
Exactly.
There's snort from Isul. So, if this scythe of yours is a weapon of indulgence, and keys is the same, then you said, you at least suggested that it is also an angel wing?
Possibly. It's at least part of one of her sisters, if not her herself. Though I imagine if it was part of her, she would have mentioned that. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it's not part of her. But I also didn't think to ask.
So we'll just look at Key for a second, and there is a question on her face, but she also is smart enough to know the Key will not have the answer.
The question, meanwhile, hits Alter, and he immediately turns to Key and just goes, "Did you know that you had an angel thing? Did you know that?"
No.
Okay,
I
well,
mean, I told you how I got them.
Can you refresh our
How would
memory?
I
Because I
know
don't
that?
remember.
it was you found like
Santa
yeah,
left it for her.
literally
Yep.
like not even. It's like it was a fucking tooth fairy. You found it under your pillow, didn't you?
They were next to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, like did you ever at some point find out like that they might be some kind of divine thing? Like obviously before we all found out.
Well, have
He
you had any
looks
run-ins with angels in the past?
he looks a little sideways. Well, not angels. There was one thing I kind of left out. I kind of intended to tell Sylvie before telling you guys, but
No shit.
Oh.
But now
So-
is the time to share.
yeah. So when there was kind of a weird occurrence when I got when I woke up with the weapons. I had a horrible nightmare.
Did it involve a dragon?
Was it shaped like a dragon?
You
Piper?
can interpret that however you want.
It could have been. It was just
Vaguely beastie.
nod.
A
Alter
great
just, like,
black beast.
He slaps, like when he says vaguely beastie, he does the menacing hands, the menacing jazz hands, and then like when you nod, he like claps his hands and points to Key and just goes, "That's it. We are both 1 cursed and 2 blessed."
Huh. Silver's just gonna minor illusion the black beast that she saw when she was in a dream. And just like, anything like this?
How the fuck do you know that?
You see Kit like visibly wince when you do that.
Ooh, she fucking cut it off.
Why the fuck did you see it?
Hold on, I'm asking Keys. Key, is this what you saw?
Nod.
And then the weapons just appeared next to you when you woke up.
Mm-hmm. The thing was chasing me. I think I tried. I remember trying to run, and it didn't really work. So I turned to fight it. I don't think it ended well. I'm not sure though. I don't really remember.
Well, if you ended up with a weapon of indulgence, I assume it probably fought it not maybe to the death, but maybe to a standstill. If it ended up anything like how it ended with me.
Shrug. I just thought it was a weird dream. I didn't really think it was that important. to be honest.
Hmm.
I can sympathize with that, because if I were not awake before and after this, I would also think that it was a dream.
So,
I
to
didn't know you've seen it though. Looking at Silverus.
Head turns to Silverus.
Oh,
Neither
it
did
was-
I.
You didn't know. Oh, I guess I forgot to mention it.
Like,
It's just a while ago. Doesn't really matter now.
but where did you see it?
I saw it in a dream.
I think we've at least most of us seen it in a dream then.
Wait. Did you see it in a dream too?
Yes.
What the fuck? Why don't you tell me these things? Oh wait, did you tell me this and I just wasn't listening?
Yes.
Nods his head.
Just thought it was a great black beastie.
This was before we really knew what it was. This was a month and a half ago. For me, at least.
Isul kind of does her head one way and then the other. I think mine was probably a little before that, but roughly yes.
Mm-hmm.
Looks to Key.
It happened when I was kind of lost for a while, so that sounds about right.
Oh. Mine was actually on the day of the festival that you all went to. So at least I have a date for it.
Yeah. Two people have dreams of it and get magic angel wing weapons. And it is connected at least in some way to the fucking armor. She's like vaguely nods towards her arm. Looks towards Silverus. I'm assuming you aren't hiding anything of particular note along those lines.
Along the lines of the mess that we've stumbled into. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Not that I know of.
Isil just nods slightly. Looks towards Kit for a second. Do you have anything to add?
Ears kind of lower. And no.
Why do you look like a kicked puppy?
Did you see it too? Because I assume with this is either just reminding you of a bad dream that you had, or you've also seen it.
Yeah. You know, I did. I don't know if you remember or not, but I did tell you when you all got me out of the cave that the only thing I remember is a giant beast lunging at me and everything going black.
And it's that
Immediately,
thing.
like, starts to nod his head really slowly and just goes, "Oh."
Well, I think that was more of a memory and not a dream, though.
You think that was the moment that you took the beast inside you?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I could not agree more with that.
And Silverus, I'm sorry that this mess that you all have stumbled into is because you all found me. I mean, and she looks over at Alter and Soul and is like, I'm super sorry that you both got way more involved recently.
She apologized.
What'd you say, Joe?
Altered, like, he not offended, but he does. There's a little bit of like a balk, like, "What? No, no," and he just shakes his head and puts a hand to his chest. And, "You don't have to apologize to me."
Neither to me. You haven't done anything wrong, kid.
Somehow I have the sneaking suspicion that even if we hadn't run into you, we'd still end up finding our way into this mess.
Oh, with our luck, it would have found us But just right around the same time. Whether or not you were there, it probably would have just headbutted us.
I think it did find us. I don't think we found it.
Yeah, the dreams were before we met you,
They were.
which means that we are being pulled into it whether we want to or not. Anyway, at least we managed to get you. Yes, not out, but moving.
I don't think I was supposed to, though. Like, I think I was supposed to stay sleeping.
Well, you can believe that if you'd like, but from everything I am hearing, this thing would have come out eventually anyway. I don't think you would have been able to actually keep it. Better to have it out and potentially still weaker than to wait for it to consume you entirely.
She just nods.
Kit, I will pinch your ear again.
What? I don't know what to say.
You're looking like a kicked puppy again when we have told you how many times that you do not have to apologize to us.
Okay.
If we wanted to leave you, we would have left you. If we wanted to just up and run, we would have up and run, and... Well, I don't know about Silver Sorkey's luck, but certainly our luck, and she just kind of, like, tilts her head towards Alter. We would have ended up ass in this anyway. Probably much worse off.
He nods, just like, yeah, again, I totally agree. We would have ended up face first in this fucking nightmare without any backup.
I can probably say the same for us as well. We don't exactly have the best luck either.
Nod, nod.
But
How the fuck
we're
we keep
all-
this clan alive with the collective luck that we have between the 5 of us? It's going to be a miracle.
Well,
I
you
think-
know, we do apparently have angels around us, so
Angels that don't tell us a whole hell of a lot.
one did. But not too much for, you know.
What
Told you all the things that I know.
Mhm. I'm still amazed that he just said all of that. Just said it.
Well, I don't think he was going to. Like at the coffee shop, I think Gerber was like, "Oh, that's a sign attack," and then he got away and was just kind of like, "Wee," and just said things, but he didn't say everything. He told me he wasn't going to. So I had to figure it out myself.
Altered, he, like, for the record, he hasn't heard anything from the date thing, right?
No, you were there when she burst
Yeah.
in and Lord dumped
Yeah.
on us.
It's the catastrophe.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to make sure. I was like, I can't remember if Alter was there or not, but I thought, okay, he's there.
Because she burst in and I was like, so I was on a date, and the twins are immediately like, you had a date with fucking who?
Yeah, you're right. You're
Mhm.
right.
Oh yeah. So I was like, how did this happen on the date? You're like, you were on a date?
With an angel. Oh my god. It wasn't supposed to be. I didn't know.
Well, I guess we could give Chesed credit for telling you a little bit, but still the fact that he did it unintentionally and still knows more but won't tell you.
Well, you could totally ask him about any of the dragon thing, if you wanted to, Alter.
I suppose I could. The one thing I will say is, it seems like there's a lot of rules at play for them. Rules
Yeah.
that kind of keep them in check, almost.
He did say there wasn't a new angel for over like 1,000 years, and things are different this time. They were encouraged to pick sides. Before, they were kind of more hands off.
Oh yeah, that's another thing that she talked about. She said there was some big test going on to judge whether or not all of humanity was worthy of becoming an angel again.
What?
You just
Did I
see
not mention that?
Isul like slowly face in hands,
Hold on, can you
just like
repeat that?
shoulder sagging.
To be more specific, Alter, she said it was a test to see if humanity had the right to exist, not to ascend.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Alter,
okay.
Alter.
Then any
Yeah.
angel
No, I
never
will. I will.
comes.
I wanted this to be as botched as possible.
Okay,
So
okay,
Alter
just
will.
making sure.
So Alter will just say, "Oh, sorry, I actually misspoke. It's a test to see, sort of like a trial, to see if all of humanity is worthy of existence.
How is that any better?
It's not. What
But
made you
who's
think it would be
judging
better?
it, though?
Somehow it's even worse, to be honest, because at least
Is-
Ascension, you might still be alive.
But
Right.
who's judging it, though? Like, who gets to say?
Well, that's a bit complicated because it's sort of
Why
all of
is complicated the prerequisite for literally everything?
Why was it you that had all of this? You remember approximately an eighth of anything.
That's not fair. I also did have a bunch of important things happen outside of all of what she said. He holds up
What
the
was
sword.
that? Okay.
That
okay. Well,
this
I get it. It's a cool sword, scythe, whatever the fuck it is, but this is quite literally all of humanity may or may not exist if we fail this test. We have no clue about. And you remember approximately an eighth of all the details.
I
Do you
know enough
see
to
the
know that
issue?
but I know enough to know that it's been going on for a while and there hasn't been any real developments. So I assume that this is just kind of whatever. The problem is that there's been no ascensions because this thing is going on, so they can't have ascensions anymore because it's kind of like, why bother with people? And so this. But
So, we're
With
all
the
on
black beast
probation.
around. With the black beast around, though, is this part of the trial? Does this change anything?
It's sort of part of the trial. I honestly, it's hard to tell if it's a legitimate part or somewhere in the rules where it's kind of cheating, but technically playing by the rules.
Chessa did say that I restarted a clock. So I don't know if that's on the test or not.
That you restarted a clock.
Mm.
How's. As in.
When
You.
when I kind of kept the beast.
So you restarted the clock. I assume end of the world is what you restarted.
Well,
Or
that's restarted it as in it's happening again, or you reset the timer so we have more time.
I think we did that, for more time or
More
something.
time.
That's good.
It's
See?
incredible.
But apparently the timer is going now, so
There's not much we can do about that aside from figure that out later. But
well, we need to figure out what this test is so we can pass it.
well,
If it's just the beast, we have to figure out how to do something with it.
Well, I think there is at least one clear step if we are wanting to try and deal with the beast at all, which I will reiterate the fact that all of us can choose to just ignore it. It may not be the smartest thing, but it is an option. If we decide we are going to try and be more actively involved, if it took an entire angel's worth of magic to bump Alta up to deal with a single shard, all of us are going to have to get much stronger, much, much faster.
We should probably talk with Everett since he has one of those suits too. I don't know what he knows.
If he knows anything. But talking to him can't hurt. If he knows something, then we learn. If he doesn't know anything, then we can tell him what we know.
Well, he's going to be one of the 12, so he needs to
Exactly.
know anyway.
He may or may not be aware of that. For all he knows, this could just be a suit of armor that he can summon.
Mm-hmm.
Isol's just like pinching the bridge of her nose at this. And just there's a slow small sigh and then just a nod of the head. She does not comment.
Alter like turns to Kit and then gives her a thumbs up, like trying to signal like thanks for reminding me about the trial thing.
Oh, yeah. Thumbs up to you, too. So, at least that lets us know, though, Alter, that wherever you went, it's not just the Black Beast that is attacking places nearby. It's like all over.
That is good point.
Well, this is DM question, Piper.
Hello.
So, the clans are like a thing around the world, yes?
Yes.
And they are very, very influential and in some cases almost ruling of some countries, yes?
Yes.
Are there ever like clan summits?
That is a good question.
Because
I
we know
guess
that
in
there's like
times of
kingdom
major-
auctions and or like
Yeah.
auctions. So
I would say that in times of major crisis, clans and their ruling bodies can converge to discuss major matters. I would give that more in detail, but a tentative yes.
okay.
Part of the clan festival is that clans from other groups come to talk about matters. So that's also a small thing. So
And the summits, even though if they are for major like matters of major importance or great threats or something like that, they would be something that historically would be known.
yes.
Okay. So Isul's just you see the claws, the jeweled claws on one hand just start tapping. At first just like one, and then they just start thrumming, all of her fingers going as she's thinking very hard. And just
Don't
kind
hurt
of
yourself.
nodding for a moment. Shoots Alter a nasty look for that. Well, the owners, or whatever you want to call it, of the armors have a part to play. Those that manage to acquire weapons of indulgence have a part to play. But if these beasts, these shards, are attacking everywhere all over the world, we need to consider trying to, get backing here for what we know and getting the word out to other clans. Not been many summits, but if we're talking about the future of and the entire existence of humanity, a summit is probably going to be necessary.
A summit.
Just a single nod.
What is that?
The rulers of the various kingdoms and countries, the biggest and most powerful and most influential clans, and what's Gerber?
Yeah, like wait, this is like what is a summit?
Gerber is a fixer technically, and there would be a couple like
But-
colored fixers involved in that.
So
It's
Fixer is
the-
the standalone, really powerful
Yeah.
ones. That's the term for them.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
thinking Star for some reason, and I'm like, that's not it.
That is a ranking. That is a ranking, but it's not.
I thought they were just mercenaries.
Fixers are clans, but one-man clans, basically.
One-man clans.
Yeah.
So it's the
So
rulers
summit-
and ruling bodies and whoever's in charge of all the kingdoms, the largest clans, most powerful clans, Fixers.
Oh,
Those that
shit.
have the ability to actually do something.
Alter looks over at Isul and goes, the most powerful leaders of most powerful clans all across the world, you said?
I know, brother.
That's not going to go well at all. But I don't see any other way around it, which does make me very, very unhappy.
Especially since you just broke the sword.
I did not break the sword. The sword is right here. He holds it up. It's not broken.
Okay.
So, I know that would be really like good to do, but I don't think we have that kind of sway.
We don't, not at the moment, but that's why we have to start gathering allies, I suppose. Even if we don't actually attend the summit, we need to at least get the thought into the right heads.
Well, as you said earlier, like, aren't we half of us here kind of crucial to whatever this test is? I think it would be kind of fair for us to be part of it, but
That is an argument that we will have to make when the time comes. Can't argue for who's going to be in attendance unless we actually can make the thing happen.
mhm.
Not to mention, getting them to hear us out in the first place will take some time. However, what was that woman's name? Celine Kit, the girl who beat up Alta. What was her name again?
That bitch.
It was something like that, like Serena,
Serena?
something like that. Yeah.
Piper.
Yeah, it
Was
was
it-
Serena. It was Serena.
Serena. Okay. Serena. She seemed very against anyone knowing about what she was doing, and it was involved
Yeah.
in things like this.
But you know what, though? I pulls out the picture. These people kind of look familiar, and she gives it to Silvers. Do you see someone that may look familiar? I think I've seen two, other than the two that I've already spoken to.
Silvers, other than just connecting pictures or colors. It's like fucking anyone familiar? Where's the picture?
I don't know. It's in the thing somewhere. Hold on, let me see if I can find them in the
Fucking what the fuck?
resources.
This is what happens when we start
There's
putting things
one
into a whole bunch of
with-
different places.
Yeah, there's one.
Fucking make a
with
handout channel.
green
I
hair,
will
and
make a
there's
handout
one that's
channel.
purple hair.
Yeah, otherwise I remember the colors.
Green hair and purple hair is who I'm
I
talking
will
about.
make a handout at some point. In fact, I will let this be. Wait, that's not. Hold up. I will make a handout channel right now.
Thank you.
You're
And
trying
then
to
I will-
hint at Helen right now, aren't you?
Alright, we have to rule it out, you know? Though Chester said he
Um,
does not know of the name Helen, but that does not mean that the Helen has not changed their name.
Wait, your Helen? Points to Silverus.
Why are you saying my Helen?
Because he's your
Well, you met him
boyfriend.
first.
I met him a day before we all met him together. But I guess that could
First
be
entry.
him. Thank you. I mean, I guess it could. Then this hair color is the same.
And the purple one is the Visod, or maybe I don't know.
Assad, I suppose we should make some trip to Clan Keo and Clan Regalia.
Yeah,
Oh shit! I really hope Clan Regalia isn't all just a bunch of fucking angel god-sent weirdos.
Yeah.
Oh, Clan Yasod were very nice.
I
Well,
don't see
yes, but-
anybody that looks even vaguely like Claire.
Exactly. But I see there's no harm in bothering Helen.
Claire was curious at the very least when she arrived with Raidata. And she seemed to have a decent head on her shoulder, so... And Regalia did go up in the rankings.
Yeah, it's better to have all of the clans informed one way or another anyway.
Exactly. If we do pull in, I think that we should pull in Clan Keo and Clan Regalia first and foremost. Though Clan Yasad were a bit turned around when we ended our meeting with Raidata. Understandably so, they look like they've been through hell.
And Everett's the leader of a clan, isn't he?
Yes.
Clan Racehound.
So there's
Yeah.
some connections there.
There are some connections there. I guess we start there if we want to build a little.
Even if none of them are the highest clans in this country, they're all... At least most of them have decent pull. And if enough of the medium-sized clans and lower clans start causing noise, the higher clans have to listen.
And if they don't listen, we just have more to our own numbers, considering we're going to be running into this again.
Well, everyone's going to be involved one way or another, whether they like it or not, considering humanity is on a trial testing. So,
We knew that, or at least can theoretically accept that, but people are remarkably good at ignoring their own issues.
well, I guess what I'm saying is their fate is tied to everyone's, whether they like it or not. They can ignore it or they can do something about it. Either way, they're, tied to whatever happens.
Axel nods. Just kind of like sits back in her chair, arms crossed. Well, it sounds like we have a lot of talking and convincing to do. And we all have we all have to make sure that we are improving ourselves and this clan as smoothly and as quickly as possible. Because if we can't get them all on our sides, we have to move into a position that we're going to be able to influence from.
Politics.
And Isul just kind of looks over to Alter, and there's like a slight enough that probably he would only be able to notice if he's paying attention, of like this like apologetic look,
Yeah,
considering their conversation.
the second the conversation drifted towards this direction, he could not help but just harp on every single word, and like the longer and longer it drifted until right up until Silver said, "Ugh, politics," and then he just like squeezes his eyes for a second, like squeezes his eyes shut, and then meets Isul's glance and just shrugs. Hooray! Who doesn't love a good old game of talk at a bunch of stiff, stick up the ass kind of people? But at least most of the clans were on a good footing with already.
At least here. There's Isul will give Alter just a questioning look. Tried to see if the twin sense works.
No.
The implication of we get along with clans here.
Oh. Do you think we could just kill everyone else?
So it's like there's this like very dry, bitter laugh. I believe that opportunity has already gone by.
God, I hate so much stuff right now.
Can I ask
Ugh.
what that is about?
Oh. Sir rolls his head around in the city Sewell, and there's kind of a pleading look in his face.
Isol is very much not happy, but there's a single nod of the head and just a little grumbled curse in Draconic before she starts talking. Well, I suppose there is a little bit of information that all of you need to be aware of before we make any great strides, because it will inevitably come up. Alter and I are the heirs to a syndicate in our home country. At least I believe that's what they call them here.
Alter nods. Specifically the Hama Syndicate. I don't know if any of them would know that name.
Yeah, would any of us know the name?
Up to you guys. If you think you would
I
know.
definitely would not know.
That's true. Kit doesn't fucking know
I
at
have
all.
no idea what you're talking about. It sounds like a nice biscuit or something.
I'm assuming, if it's okay, Piper, that they were relatively powerful and influential.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I'll say they were nightmare ranked.
Oh
Okay,
shit.
can I get a double, quick check on syndicate definitions? I think I remember they're like clans but bad, right?
Yes.
Yes.
They're like
Okay.
mafias.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, then. That explains a bit.
Which means that should we try to gun for a summit of any sort, we will be dealing with our family, at least to some degree. And they will not be happy. That's if they don't send any bounty hunters for us beforehand.
Do they want to kill you?
Oh yes.
Oh, for sure. Don't. It's been a while since we've run into anybody, and we still have this. And he holds up the sword, and now it's sort of magically bonded to me, and also, well, not really even a proper sword anymore, which is going to make Father very, very cross with me.
So
What was
your
a-
father wants to kill you?
Well,
Musil
maybe.
kind of does the side-to-side head thing. Well, if we had played our cards right, there was a chance that if Alta wanted to, he might have been able to go back with the sword. At least before it was this.
There's
Now that-
absolutely no shot now.
Yes, that bargaining chip is completely gone.
There is a mix of like pride and and remorse on Alter's face, like something somewhere between like hell yeah, fuck the family, and also
Yeah.
God, this is gonna make things so much more frustrating. I wish I didn't do this.
Okay. Well, at the very least, it seems that trying to form a summit with powerful entities was a long way off. So you have that at least. There's a good chance that if we play our cards right and we get powerful enough and pull the right strings, we won't have to ask them for help.
I mean, you were chosen by an angel to fight a dragon. I don't know if they're going to, you have other things you're supposed to be doing right now, Dad.
I really don't know how he would take that. He might not believe me, which would be funny when I pull this out and he
Yeah.
just unsheaths it and makes the scythe. But even if he did believe me, his pride would be so wounded.
That,
That
or you would become a much more valuable bargaining chip by yourself.
That's a good
I
point.
mean, you're also, part of the 12 that are going to, wish the world however it's going to be when this is done.
Technically, not right now. We don't know that. Because I think the 12 are only the people that currently have armors. Right?
What?
You do know that you are sponsored for that.
Okay.
Isul is the only one who would have the actual say, though. Right?
In the end, it would be her decisional final out of all of you
Yeah.
currently.
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah, the
everyone in-
meta knowledge is that all of us are probably going to be. But at the moment,
Yes.
in character, Isul's the only one that is known to be part of the 12.
Yes.
Right, and that's what Kit said, that you were going
Okay.
to be one of the
Yeah.
ones to make the final decision on how the Earth will be.
Oh,
whether
pointing
you
to
start a new
Isul.
one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I thought you were saying that to Alter, and I was like, well, he wouldn't be.
Oh
but-
no, I
No,
meant
okay.
that you are
Oh.
you are now a fighter, and Isul is going to be one of the ones that decides the fate of the whole world.
Isul just
Turns.
kind of smirks slightly and shakes her head. I don't know
We-
that Father much cares about the fate of the world. He's more concerned by the fact that his heir ran off. Corrupted by me, of course.
Well, to be fair to Father, I am part of this world, so if he wants his heir, he says with quotes, back, he is going to have to get the fuck over it. And also, I want to see the look on his face when he has to recognize that you have ultimate authority over a decision that he has literally no sway over, because it will give him such bad constipation.
There's
All of the stuff that we've done so far, I mean, really, it's going to make the veins burst in his head.
There's just like a snort at first from Isul, and then she's just like hand over face, just rubbing face. As fun as it would be, if we're going to try to pull this off, or at least get the ball rolling and pulling this off, we are going to have to face the fact that we may have to play nice.
And if I've learned anything in the time that I've been groomed for the position that Father had once sought me, I think, if nothing else, we'll start small and build up a big enough presence such that he can't ignore us when we come knocking, but can't steamroll us once he answers the door. We need to go there with enough weight behind us that he will listen and have to be courteous back to us. So maybe that confrontation is farther down the road, which is more to my liking. I don't like Father much.
Isul nods slightly, and then she will kind of look up in, for the first time since she talked about being heir to Syndicate, kind of judge each person's expression very carefully. That is why we have been not particularly forthcoming. And I suppose this is the time for all of you to make a decision, knowing What we dragging all week? Might be easier for all of you to move on without us if you would want.
Wouldn't blame you.
It just not shakes her head and be like, and it, as much as you might think it scares me off, the end of the world is pretty much way scarier than your father, even though I don't know what a syndicate is. His fate is tied to what happens with all of this.
The way you see things, Kit, makes a lot of sense to me. And I know that Father knows all of those words, but I don't think he would be able to parse what they mean in that order you put them. Because he is so pig-headed sometimes.
Well,
But we're gonna try.
I said, don't let your father, who obviously you left for whatever reason, influence what your decisions are going forward.
Oh. There's a bit of a hesitation where initially he's going to say, I never let my stupid father influence my decisions going forward. And then there's a bit of understanding he kind of has, but in the negative direction. And
Which I thought I helped you.
yeah,
with.
and he kind of thinks about it and just goes that you're right. I shouldn't do that. But that aside, we'll deal with our father when we get to him. Our family, and anything else, all of them, we'll deal with when we get to them. But for all of the rest of it, I think.
Can you repeat that? I didn't hear it.
For all of the rest of it, what do you think? I mean, about everything we've said.
Well, I mean, knowing this, it fills in some puzzle pieces that I've been trying to put together since I've met you two. And, well, I'm not exactly going to just, run because of this. No, we're still a clan, we're still working together. I just need a moment. And I shall be right back.
His narrowed eyes all of a sudden.
Yeah, at the same exact time, Isul and Alter just kind of narrow their eyes, okay.
Said, I'm still in. I was never going to leave based off of this. It doesn't really change anything. I'm still in. That's my answer, but I'll be right back. She's gonna just tap Key on the shoulder.
He nods and gets up,
Yeah.
not saying anything, not looking at the twins. Just gets up and follows Silverus.
So we'll watch them leave the room. And
They oh, go ahead.
just leaning around Altar. And without eyes leaving the doorway. So, odds that they're going to come back and try to kill us for the money.
I don't think they will, but if anything, I'm still betting that Key is secretly a crazed, bloodthirsty murderer.
So, just so you guys know, while with that revelation, Key had a slight look of panic and scared a little bit.
Okay. Silverus is going to just straight up just walk down the hallway to her room, open the door, gesture for Key to go inside. Fucking close his door, turns around. Okay, what happened? What's wrong? Are you okay?
They're with Bahama Syndicate, or they were?
Yes, that's what they said. Does that mean anything? Did they hurt you? What did they do?
Mm. You know who has ties with them?
What? Since when?
As long as I can remember.
As long as you can. How did I not know?
I I was a little concerned when you didn't really react.
No, I'd never heard the name before. Well, I know what a syndicate is. I know that they're probably, at least mildly powerful if they're going to be useful at all in the future. Considering how much Alter and Isul seem to hate them, they must be pretty powerful if they want to bring them in. But just has ties. Are you sure?
I've heard the name come up a lot.
A lot. How?
A
When?
lot.
How often
Before-
does this happen?
A lot.
I mean, obviously I wasn't there. Like, it was just heard a lot throughout the other servants, and I uh, he just did a lot of business with them as far as I know.
A lot of business with them.
I don't know the distinction on the exact business, but I thought you might want to know.
You're absolutely right. I would want to know. Thank you for telling me. This is. Okay, just give me a moment. This complicates things. Okay. Key,
Hmm.
what do you think of all of them? What's your personal opinion on all of them? On Kit, Isul, Alter. What do you think of all of them? Do you trust them?
I don't think they're bad people. And as bad of the introduction I had to the twins, I don't I can kind of understand why they'd be really defensive. And Kit, I feel really bad for her, to be honest.
I do as well.
I like it here, and I want everyone to get along.
That's good. I'm glad you like it here.
Do you?
I mean, like is a strong word, but I mean, I don't hate it. It's not bad. It's yes, I like it here, Key. It's why I want all of this to work. It's why I'm even debating if maybe we could let them know some things. The possible connection. Not the possible, the confirmed connection. But that's possibly throwing a fuel onto the fire.
Hmm. I mean,
Would-
they did open up to us.
They did. That is true. But do you trust them enough to open up to them? I'd understand if you don't. You just got here.
I'd like to.
Right now or in time? There is no wrong answer here.
I haven't been here as long as you. What do you think?
Well, what? Who cares what I think? I'm asking about you. I'm asking what you think on this.
I think maybe we could take a leap of faith.
Like
I
right
mean-
now. Not like give it a day. Because what if they're lying to us, Kit? Not Kit, Key. Fuck. Sorry. What if they're lying to us? What if this isn't, I don't know, real at all? And it's just,
Then, if that's the case, then we can just disappear again. It's not like you told them where your parents are, so they should be fine.
at that, Silvers has like a pained expression on her face of like, "Mm, I may have mentioned the country, but that's it. And they know my surname. Vavis, they know that,
Well,
so
we can just move again. I'm sure there are plenty of clans that would be willing to take us.
I'm sure they couldn't say no to you. Look at you, you're incredible. Any clan would be happy to have you. It's just, I don't want to just abandon ship and jump, but if it comes to that,
Well,
I don't.
I mean, Kit is kind of right. The end of the world is more pressing than personal matters. And I think if we're all going to be trying to work together, we should try and be on the same page. Even if they are kind of rude.
They are.
They, like I said, they did take a leap of faith on us, so maybe we should do the same.
See, Silver is just like, she starts like pacing and like she pulls out like the little fucking lock that she has and she starts picking it and closing it and picking it and locking it, picking it and locking it as she's like pacing. It's like, well, there's so many what ifs. I mean, I don't really know how we could just run again. They know our names, they know our faces. They know you. They know you. We should have gotten you a false name. Hindsight. You're kidding me.
But I like my name. I've always liked my name.
Kiki, it's such a good name. It's such a cute name. It's just, it's dangerous. And it's. You could get a name similar. Same starting sound. It's easy to adjust to.
You're avoiding the, current problem right now, Sylvie.
Just because I'm avoiding the current problem does not mean you have to, I don't know, call me out. Like, do you have any idea how hard it is to just not? Do you have any? Of course, you have an idea. This is complicated. This is very, very complicated. I hate this. What's the deal with to join a clan anyway?
Sorry.
No, don't be. That was a rhetorical question. Okay, you want to take a leap of faith just as they did. Is that right? Is that what you want to do? Like, truly, is that what you really
Not-
want to do? Kiki, are you sure?
Sylvie, she comes up and gives her a hug. I'm completely sure.
You just met them.
Shrug. She shrugs. Maybe it's just instinct.
It's just instinct. It's just instinct. Okay.
I
do you want
mean,
to just no, go on.
The angel lady trusts Alter, right? I don't think an angel would give something as important to like a bad person.
To be fair, she did it after she asked him out on a date. So I think there is a conflict of interest.
Okay, but she also didn't know him to go on a date. She didn't know any of you from what I know, or from what I understand.
We've met her once or twice. We met her once beforehand.
If you're really against it, I'll follow your lead.
I'm not against it.
It sounds like you are.
No, I'm not.
You keep asking me, but what do you want? Do you trust them?
I mean, trust is very hard to come by. And I trust them to an extent. And it's not evenly spread, and it's just things are complicated. And who knows what they could do with our information.
I mean, you can't really kill someone who's already dead.
What does that mean?
Alter better be holding Isul down because this has gone on long enough that she's like, okay, they're plotting against us.
Silver just snorts at what Key said. Okay. Fair enough, I guess. God damn it. Key, you trust people a lot easier than I do. But I'm really trying to find a reason to not trust them. And I can't find a concrete reason other than I don't want to. So I suppose if we have to tell them, I don't have a strong argument against it.
Suppose if we have to.
Shut up.
If worse comes to worse, we've got each other's backs.
And Silverus just nods and she takes a second and she kind of just like stays like a deep breath and she like puts the fucking lock and the lockpick away and she just like surges towards Key and she hugs her really tight. And she says,
hug.
Yeah, big hug. And she says, and if things go bad, I'm not leaving you behind. It wasn't my choice last time, and I'm not letting that happen again.
I know you won't. She hugs back really tight.
Okay, after like 5 seconds, Silver's just like clears her throat, stands up. Okay, all right, just If we have to tell them, we should probably do it now before Isul breaks down the door, because, of course, what? They're going to assume the worst.
Mm.
Do we have to? I'm bringing Olivia.
I'll bring Wilson then.
Okay. Are we telling them everything?
I
we
mean,
just
it's
telling them
more
bits
your
and
story
pieces?
than mine.
Right, well, you can tell your story and I can fill in pieces, and... Wait, what do you mean it's more my story than yours? It's both of our story. We each have our own version of it.
I mean, day-to-day life isn't really much of a story.
In case day-to-day life is incredibly important. In case you haven't noticed, you know of a connection I had no clue about. So, day-to-day life is important, and it's full of all the little things. Little things add up. But let's go before I decide to just what?
Chicken out?
I'm not going to chicken out, Key. I was going to just maybe just rethink and rehash it out and maybe plan or maybe just tactically retreat.
He opens the door with a big smile.
Tactically retreating is not chickening out.
Right. Right.
The window is very tempting, though.
Do I need to start pushing you out the door?
No, I can walk perfectly fine, Key. It's just... This isn't just putting us in danger. And I have no idea how to inform Mom and Dad about what we're sharing. So... we're going to have to tell them at some point that we told others. But let's just go. I have Olivia now. Actually, she is sleeping. I'm not going to bother her. Alright, let's go.
Back in the room, Alter has like stood up and stood behind Isul's chair and leaned on top of her shoulders so that she can't get out of her chair.
If you have, for somebody who has no hackles, it looks like hackles raised, just slightly scrunched down from Alter's weight. You see there's a single line that has been kind of carved into the table from like claw going back and forth and back and forth. Pissed off, like almost cat tail, but dragon tail behind her.
Alter's just sitting there. You know, they could have just. It doesn't necessarily have to be this like down that speed.
You're cutting out.
On how...
You're
Yeah,
cutting
cutting
out
out
every
really
word.
So
Yeah.
just, you know, it could just be them deciding to run away. Like it doesn't have to be them sitting in like a spooky room talking some like old tongue where they plan on how they're going to best remove our scales or whatever, and they're gonna sell our horn black market, paint with our blood or whatever. Maybe Key's or paint Kit with our blood or whatever. Maybe Kit, are you an insider for them?
What? Yeah, you found me in a cave.
It could have been a really long con.
200 and something years? Yeah, I don't think, that was how that works. But if so, I don't remember it.
Oh, see, so you can be convinced. See, look, we'll be fine. He pats Isul's shoulder. They'll come up here and they'll have all of the like cutting tools and razors, and we'll be fine. I have a scythe now, and you have the.
Do you even know
you're
how to
back.
use that bloody scythe?
You swing it. It's a sharp thing. It's how bad could it be?
You are going to chop off your own tail.
My tail's all short. It won't get in.
That's what you fucking think. This
It's
is beside the
dreadful.
point. We don't know if they're going. They could be in there trying to contact every fucking bounty hunter on this continent.
They wouldn't do that. They would, again, I'm telling you, they would want the glory for themselves. Silver's it's got the glint
Look,
of
I think
death
you're
in her
all like
eye.
overthinking this. I think, they will probably understand that both of you are needed to save the world and they're not going to do anything like that. It's just my 2 cents to try to, be some reason here.
I want to believe you, Kit, but I think he just has an appetite for blood. Have you seen the look on her face? And like her ears, they always perk up whenever someone veins in their throat are particularly prominent.
I think you might have some issues, Alter, that
I'm
you
fucking
need
kidding.
to.
I don't actually believe these things. I'm doing this to get shit out of my sister because she's
Well,
freaking out
that's
for no
not
good.
nice.
What? It is not. It's not supposed to be. I'm supposed to be mean. It's like part of the job.
Good job.
Snort from Isul. But still
Also-
eyes like trained on the hallway.
You probably see them coming down now. Silver's probably before leaving the room just like straightened herself up, and it's just normal Silver's. Walking down, probably being led by a key.
Not a single movement is missed. You are being tracked right now.
Yeah, fucking. Fuck's sake. They'll be here in 15 seconds.
Key whispers to Sylvie, like turns her head back a little bit. Wow, she really was gonna kick down the door.
Oh, I've known her for, what, 2 months? Surprised she hasn't already. Oh, I see, it's Alta. He's holding her down. That explains it.
He's holding her down in a way that's supposed to look casual, but you can actually see him having to like lean
The-
his body weight.
Yeah, you see like the veins in like his arms. Like.
So,
alright.
Kit, what made you think that they were going to like come back in like a cult mask, or with like daggers
What?
all over
You are
themselves,
so
decked out in
full of
tattoos?
shit, Alter.
That's not what you
I have
said.
never met anyone so full of shit.
I feel like you're just attacking me for no good. I'm just trying to say for the record. Oh, hello, you're back.
Well, I'm sure Kit has very good reason.
Sipping his.
And if it does help, I do always have a few daggers on me, so you're not wrong.
I can summon my chakram, so
Second line starting to be dug into the table as these two claws start going back and forth.
You're going to give Dia conniption,
The poor
pointing at the
table.
claw marks.
Alright,
Is
hope we didn't miss
everything
anything.
okay?
Everything is perfectly fine. Just want to chat for a little bit. We didn't miss anything more. I don't
I
know,
think-
revelations, did we?
I think you
No.
probably need to reassure someone. To
Alter's
someone
pregnant.
that.
Alter would make that joke.
Sorry, go ahead, Kit.
You might want to reassure some that you weren't, sending messages to turn people in.
Or
What?
prepping your daggers and skin-bound tomes for some fucking nightmare ritual. Usual
Also, I
shit,
swear to
like
God, if you
normal
don't
stuff.
shut up, I'm going to stab you.
I
Pats you on the shoulder without looking down.
See also as being his usual self, but did we not miss anything?
No.
No.
Well, that's good.
So, is there anything that we need to know, or are you in and that's it? Are we good?
Silvers is just gonna like one last look to Key.
he grabs her hand and nods
Wait.
with a smile.
Wait. I know what this is. And he like narrows his eyes and straightens his back.
Alta, shut up.
I was going to make a parent joke. I wasn't gonna say that they were dating. She's too young. She's obviously her
Alta.
daughter. What? Fine, fine,
She's-
go on.
She's obviously what?
She's
Never
he was
mind,
going to
Peggy,
say
still-
that he was going to say like Key is your daughter and you're coming out to us as father or mother and child.
Just
So full of shit.
no, she's my sister. Absolute idiot.
Adopted sister. Called it.
All right, well, Key, would you like to take the floor before Alta just makes a mess of it again?
I'll drink. I'll drink. I'll be good. He sits down and just starts drinking.
We'll be
Isu's
good.
drink.
Really, I doubt that.
While he's taking a sip, he does a little cross over his heart.
Actually, you go ahead.
What? What?
Start with your side of the story. I think looping back around would be easier.
You know, I think going backwards chronologically would make more sense. So you start. This is what we agreed upon.
Are we allowed to have input?
No, of course not.
The input is get started.
Well, we might have connection to your family a little bit, sort of.
Alter's like cocky, shit-eating grin just turns totally flat. He's no longer funny. Alter.
And Isul goes from pissed to that scary, calm kind of predator immediately.
It's not in the way you think. I really thought it would be easier if you started because I was afraid of this, to be honest.
Okay, fine, I'll start. Guess if I have to. Suppose I can fucking start. just grumble. Silver just looks like pissed off. And just glare at fucking Alter and Isul and the room and Kit in general and the table. Just glaring at fucking everything. Before she just closes her eyes, takes a deep breath, looks to Key, eyes not glaring. Just before I spill the beans, we're sharing everything, correct?
As much as you feel comfortable with.
As much as I
But
feel
I'd
comfortable.
suggest, yeah.
You suggest. Oh, dear God. I really don't want to do this. But if you guys shared, I suppose it might be fair, but who cares about what's fair? Apparently Key does. Okay. So, yeah, there is a connection I wasn't even aware of. Someone in our past worked with your family. Not sure how or what exactly the relationship was, but he did. I wasn't even aware of this. I didn't really think he had it in him to do this, so imagine my surprise. Free to join in anytime you want, Kay.
Further, just to clarify, I'm going to mute myself because Alter's being very serious, but I keep losing it at all of the little snide comments from Silverus. Alter's very, very serious right now. Joe is not.
Okay, it's like with Lana, where whenever I make a joke, I have to stop myself from laughing. It's the same thing with Silver's little comment of like, I gotta like stay serious, stay pissed off, stay guarded, but I want to laugh so much. What's everyone's demeanor?
The longer it takes for you to get the story going, the more it looks like Isul is going to jump across the table and start attacking you.
Alter is standing like straight, like his back is straight. He has the sword is sheathed at his side, and he has one hand on Isul's shoulder, and it's very like it's a firm grip, not like he's holding her down, but it's very much like he is keyed in and listening intently. This is the most intense he's looked that has not been in a fight.
Because this started off
Okay.
in the exact wrong words for the twins.
Yeah. Just like sees this as like, okay, don't think that we're working for them. This is like the one person in the world that if I were in the same room as him, I would kill him with no hesitation. I wasn't even aware of this. He had no idea of your connection. She simply recognized the name.
We're going to need more explanation.
We're getting to that. Just anything else to add on that front, Key?
Like I said, there were only the name popped up a lot with the other servants, and
Mhm.
I never went and came in contact with them personally, but like I said, the name came up a lot,
Mm-hmm.
so it wasn't hard to put two and two together.
Right. So that is quite literally the only connection. That's it. That's all of it. And as I said before, yes, Key is my little sister. And do you want to talk more about the servant part of that?
I wasn't intended to be Sophie's sister, I guess. I was purchased, I guess is the way you put it.
Just a very, very clear eye twitch from Alter.
Yeah, they're visible reactions from both of the twins.
How's Kit faring? Has she magically gotten a bowl of popcorn?
He looks very confused.
Kit's turned invisible again.
You can only do that once per day. So I'm here.
Sylvie and her parents, they all treated me very, very well. Way, way better than what should have been expected, I guess, for someone of my status.
So you're a slave? Or what?
Was. At
Looks
least
towards
that-
Silverus for explanation.
Well, finish your sentence, Key.
Oh, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
Okay. Was at least not while I was there. She wasn't. She was my sister. She still is. But I can't exactly do anything when I'm not there. So, yes, she was. Not anymore. And never again as long as I can help it.
Alter grabs he reaches over, grabs a cup. Just a simple, I imagine it's just a simple wood mug. Takes a nearby wine bottle and thumb cracks the cork off of it. We'll pour a good bit into it, take one good gulp, and then he will put the cup on the table, bartender style, and slide it across the table towards Silverus.
She will catch the cup and then take a big, sip, long fucking gulp before she slides it back. just like without even thinking, subconsciously. So that's a servant side of it.
Point out, like I said, Sylvie and her parents never treated me wrong. They're great. They are great. I love them. But she kind of looks at her hands a little pained. Sylvie's uncle, on the other hand,
Bastard.
I imagine now there's a lot more claw marks on the table. you get like one full fist of like as the hand curls.
Yup.
Silvers has just written this off as Silvers can't just spout out everything. So she's just written the table off as just like, the table's gone, we're gonna get a new one.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Yeah, like, the table is fucked. So we're just gonna get a new one after
Or-
tonight.
Or just put the twins' names on that side. Each
Yeah,
of those
like,
chairs.
stylized.
Yeah.
It's stylized.
Mm-hmm. That is Isul's seat.
I will point out that it is not like giant gashes though, because these are like essentially precision claws. They're nice, neat lines.
Yeah, but there's so many.
Alters, I imagine his fingers are a little bit more wide, so you get like a pencil eraser sized gouge. It's not necessarily very deep, but you get 4 real distinct gouges.
Mm,
That's what happens when you have half dragon people.
yeah. But where do we leave off? What did we say?
Not a whole hell of a
Uncle.
lot.
The uncle.
I know. Yeah, the uncle. Just like, uncle is awful. Haven't seen him in over a decade. Strangely enough, I haven't seen Key in over a decade either, before a few months ago, so there's that as well. Hence why she grew up as a slave, a servant. But, well, the family I care about is very small. There's Key, and there's my mother and my father, but the family I don't care about is my uncle. He, for lack of a better term, betrayed us. And he did it for power. And he did it in a way that myself, my mom, and my dad, we had to leave. In a way to not draw attention. And we've essentially faked our deaths, moved to a different country, and started fresh. Unfortunately, due to what happened, I wasn't conscious during the escape. So, and there wasn't really much time to really go back and grab anything. So, we weren't able to get Key. And it was too dangerous to go back to get her. Until recently, I was able to go and get her myself. So, does that explain anything?
Alter nods. Doesn't say anything. He just nods.
Isul has gone from predator to calculating.
Did I miss anything, Key?
I think that's the broader bit of it.
Right.
Are you trying to go back?
What do you mean?
Well, you may not have said it in as many words, but a family wealthy enough to buy slaves and to just let them live as a member of the family. Family influential and powerful enough for an uncle to try and make a power grab. You're from some position of note. It has been taken from you. Are you trying to go back and get it?
Silver's probably like,
He looks at Silverus at this actually questioning as well.
yes and no. My mother, my father, and my name was taken from us. So we hid because it was dangerous, and I want to take it back. Eventually. I've always wanted to take it back. That was the goal. It's kind of hard to do so when you are legally dead, and if you are discovered to be alive, no less than 10 assassins will be after you in the morning. So I've been kind of stuck in limbo.
There's a knowing smirk that comes onto Isol's face, and she kind of glances at Alter, and then back at Silverus. Well, it seems like we have far more in common.
Yeah, Alter, like there is like a very dark lit kind of smile to his face where it's like, wow, this would be charming if it wasn't the way it is.
Yeah, I know. Silver is just like, dark snort. And she just like glances at Alter.
He holds up his drink and he doesn't like do a cheers gesture, but he kind of tilts the drink towards you and says, "So I can assume your name is not actually Silverus."
Well,
He
it's
takes a
the
sip.
name. It's the name on all of my papers and the name I respond to.
Very well. Then I will continue to call you Silverus. Is your name actually Key?
Nod, nod, nod. Yeah, I like the name.
Key, we should have changed your name.
Mm.
If you just... It's easy to transition to if you just start with the same sound.
Yeah, it's too late to try and transition now.
Well, it is, but... Well, I guess I shall just confirm that Silverus is my name on my papers and what I respond to, but it's not the name I was born with.
And let me guess. Joining a clan for safety and influence eventually.
Yes. And also a... Oh my... Shut up! God damn it. Just fucking walks in, just makes a loud sound.
Specifically to break the tension.
Yeah, just fucking... God damn it. What did I say?
Why you joined the clan?
Ah,
Plan
right.
for safety and influence eventually.
Influence eventually, and also a normal source of income.
Alter like does like a nod and shake of the head, just like, well, normal. Fucking normal. Quotation marks.
More normal than what it was.
No, I also anticipated it to be nothing like this. He just continues to like takes a huge gulp.
Mm-hmm. So
I suppose we can answer one question as to why your uncle would be in business with our family. She kind of looks towards Alter, just that very dark look on her face for a second. And then
Mhm.
looks back towards Key. The Harmer family is got its influence through smuggling, and in particular smuggling of magic items and fun little illegal substances, but it is not out of the question to smuggle people.
So you're saying that your family is how my uncle acquired Key?
Possibly.
More than likely.
It's also the reason why we left. Or at least part of it.
The altar like nods, shaking his head, and then you say part of it, and then he stops and then nods and shakes his head some more.
He, in case I ever forget, if I see my uncle, please remind me to kill him, please. If I somehow forget.
Alter like the moment of silence, he turns and looks towards the kitchen area and he just goes, how the fuck did this how did Dia manage to stumble into this much of whatever is going on? It's fucking insane. Baffled. Truly.
I suppose Dia isn't lucky either.
Yeah.
Or he could be the luckiest of us all.
How would this be lucky for him?
I mean, all of us issues. And I don't think any of us can really leave now.
Isul just like arches a brow and like tilts her head slightly and like, that's a point.
Alter
Yeah.
begrudgingly like purses his lips, just like, yup. We can't leave now.
Can't leave now.
Mutually
Oh, and-
assured destruction should any of us decide to betray the others. Fun.
Very fun.
Very political.
I hate politics so much.
Fucking same. Like grabs the cup, grabs the bottle, and pours a real tall glass.
Fucking Silverus pulls out a fucking cup and like brings it over to the fucking glass for him to pour her a drink.
It's like,
Pour
It's
like
so annoying.
we're breaking out all the cups, multiple
Yeah.
bottles. Fucking get as much as you can.
just like motions towards Altar. And thus we have part 2 of why we left.
Oh boy. Well, so you get to learn my powerful, tragic tale. He puts like the
Oh.
back of his hand to his head.
Do tell.
Well, it ends kind of abruptly and in a bit of a letdown, pun intended. The long and short of it is, well, Father wanted to introduce me to some of the movers and shakers about town. Some of the people who I would have to forge relationships with after our father were to pass the torch to me. And so I was given. He holds up the sword. It looked a little bit different at the time, but I was given family sword. The heirloom meant to represent the clan and its power. There's a syndicate and its power, and I was given a bodyguard. He says the next given, he says with quotation marks, and he gestures towards Isul. Keep it in the family. So we were on this particular venture. I had known some of the proclivities of the syndicate, the smuggling of magic items, some embezzling here and there, larceny, the typical shit. The kind of shit that you know is a bad thing, but you don't really look at too much and just kind of, nod and say, well, that stinks for that person. And then we met this I want to say he was royal, but he was certainly like involved in the government there, in our city. Tied closely to some of the other large lawmakers and decision makers of the land. And, well, if any relationship had to be kept strong, it would be this one. And that is where we found out about the other. He licks his lips and blinks for a second. Part of the family business. And I kind of lost it for just a moment. And in that moment, it's almost like I just blinked, and then all of a sudden the sword was all the way through the man's neck. And, well, drinks like a huge swig of wine. We ran away. But I tripped. Because why the fuck wouldn't I trip at the moment like this? And I left the sheath there. Not that I would have used it much had I still kept it. I probably would have beat this thing into the ground. But that's where the sheath went. So, we figure at some point, dearest father must have found out that we mostly botched the meeting. Found out I was in prison for the murder of a government official. Oops. And we just cut all ties from there. And I was in prison for a little bit over a year. I wonder if they still think I'm in prison. I was never visited. I don't think he wanted to visit me. I think if he did, he probably would have wanted to kill me. But if he didn't want to kill me then, he will certainly want to kill me now, especially when we catch up again. But here we are.
Well, that's certainly a story.
The longer Alter talked, the more strained Isul looked.
More puzzle pieces.
So he looks to Isul, like he looks to Isul, and this is like a guilty like. I have to say this, but I'm sorry, you have to hear it. And he turns and just goes, "You remember when I told you I, stole something? Just kind of, just like larceny, and I went to jail for larceny.
Mhm.
I was kind of being metaphorical. What I was going for is I stole a life. I don't think that would have translated well, but I thought it was quite cute, very cheeky."
Okay, I see what you did there, but
I hope you pardon the lie, at the very least. But if you don't, I can understand that too.
I mean, I can pardon that lie if you can pardon my lie beforehand.
Shrugs like, I've heard worse lies told to me.
Though I will say that you did startle me when thus a few weeks ago you had just directly asked me if I was a noble. So
Well-
I did lie.
Like, for a second. So you're not part of a syndicate?
What? No. What made you think that?
Well, I mean, all of the things lining up to this, I just sort of assumed it was like a syndicate thing. You know, like strong family ties, ties to weird other syndicates. Well,
Isul shakes her head slightly. All you have to do is spend a couple of minutes with her. She's far too much like a mother. Noble
He-
through and through.
he like blinks for a second and then he just like squints and leans forward like he's fucking trying to like see you better.
No, I'm exactly like my mother. I don't know.
You do
Okay.
have a lot of the mannerisms of our mother, though. That I guess that's just a trait that comes with the territory. But
Is your mother a noble?
he shrugs and just goes, "Oh, father had to insert himself into the government somehow, and he certainly didn't want to pal up for very long. He'd rather have something more official, written on ink,
Hmm.
in ink."
Nothing of much interest for us, though. The syndicate was always more powerful and more influential. Mother's title was only a piece of paper.
True.
Hmm.
It was meant to give the syndicate more of an official standing so that when the syndicate started making more decisions, it wasn't seen as unusual for a non-governmental figure to make a bunch of what should be government decisions. But the whole city completely fucked well before we came along. I think father wanted exactly one child, so good on us for fucking that up.
There's. Isul just kind of looks away, doesn't say anything.
At this point, Alter's getting a little bit toasty in the cheeks.
The fuck? Sorry.
Weird noises in background.
Yeah,
I heard.
Dog.
there's a bunch of dogs outside all of a sudden. It's
Oh,
weird.
hell yeah. Dog parade.
Yeah, who let the dogs out? Um. Okay. Okay, so we have what? 2 heirs of a syndicate.
One.
Someone-
I said 2 heirs. Alta's the only one that has any claim.
Aren't you the older one?
I'm female.
We're twins! We're fucking twins! There is no older. Puts his hand in his face.
Yes, well, technically, when it comes to bloodlines like this,
Did-
even if it's just by a minute older, typically
Age has nothing
priority.
to do with it. With our syndicate, it's father to son.
Alter leans back and points both index fingers at himself and just goes, bingo! Good old fashioned patriarchal lineage.
Your father sounds like an idiot.
Oh, he is. I told him that as often as I could in between schools, other things.
As hard as it might be to believe, Alta's had some of the best education that our country can provide. How much he paid attention is a different question, but he is the noble heir, the syndicate heir.
Shrugs. That's where I learned to play chess.
Right, because we have so much in common.
It's kind of just revolting how much we have in common, isn't it? It's just like we're wearing the
It's-
same outfit. One of us has to change.
Well, I was here first, so
Are you older than me?
what? No, I'm a year younger than you. Do you not remember?
So I was here first.
Well, I'm actually in the clan. I was the one who talked to Dia first.
Well, that doesn't count.
Yes, it does.
It's just sipping.
Well, it doesn't really matter who was first anyway. I look better in these colors.
which just puts his drink down, and there's it's just mouth open. Like, how could
Silvers
you?
just takes a sip, and there's just like a smirk, and she just takes a sip of like, "Yep, I went there."
Turns to Isul. I want to leave. I don't like this.
You do
This
have
isn't
a
fair.
room.
Cruel. Well, I. That's not the point. Aside from all of this nonsense, I'm very curious what you think of all of this insane bullshit, Kit. You've been flying on the wall this whole time.
What do you think? Do you have any questions?
No,
What do you think of it?
I mean, what am I supposed to think of it?
I don't know. Do you think we're interesting or more dashing in some way, or possibly the worst people you've ever met?
I
Or
wouldn't know if you're the worst I've ever met. I can't remember. But I
Well,
don't
you-
think it matters. We'll just make sure no assassins get you.
All right, safety in numbers.
5 pairs of eyes is better than 2.
Exactly. It wouldn't do good for any of us to just run off on our own. That's seems like an awful idea.
nods. You're right. It's kind of nice knowing that both pairs of us, and he gestures from Key and Silverus to him and Isul, are kind of on the run. So, you know,
Well, I'm not on the run. I'm in hiding, technically, since I'm dead.
But if we're going to try and do anything about the beast and the void and all of that fun bullshit, your face will end up plastered quite a few places you don't want to be.
oh yes.
If our secret is going to come out, yours is going to as well.
That's also what I'm concerned about. It's also why I was so bothered with the new accessories I'm forced to have.
Alter has totally forgotten that you have the like crown and veil, and has just like
Crown and cape.
yeah, like blinks and notices it again and just goes, right. Now that we're here in this situation, I'd like to
Mhm.
formally retract the statement of me calling you princess. So, well, I'm sorry.
I mean, you've already apologized for it.
Well, yes, but I didn't really know until now how much I should apologize. Because if you had called me prince, I would have had a fit.
Yes. It's why I talked to you about it, and why I was so upset. But at least you understand. And well, good on me for communicating well. So there's that.
Golf clap.
Like little bow at the table. So this isn't very helpful with the hiding. It's also why I've kind of been Alta's shadow whenever we're in town.
You've been Alter Shadow?
You're the only one taller than her. Whenever we're in town, Sylvia
Oh.
just walks right behind him.
Yeah, Alter like blinks and he's like thinking about it. Just like, do you mean literally like walking in my shadow? Were you hiding behind me?
I wouldn't call it hiding.
It was hiding.
No, it wasn't. Kate.
Sips, just does the Kermit, sips his drink like, that's none of my business.
It wasn't hiding. It was just not being seen first. That is all.
Legally distinct hiding, you see, Key.
No, it was tactical placement.
Very tactical.
Oh, shut up.
I just assumed you'd gotten rather fond of being close to Alta.
Alter, like halfway through a sip, like spits a little bit of wine out of his mouth and like wipes his nose and then tries to brush off like how he just got wine up his nose and it accidentally backwashed into his cup and he's just like, nope, no, that's cool, I'm still sipping.
Silvers was already a little flustered, and she just looks at you, just like, no, it was tactical placement. He's the only one taller than I am.
Makes sense. Excuse me. It makes sense to me. I mean,
Exactly, it makes sense.
well,
So you agree it's
Isul.
tactical placement?
tactical hiding.
Isul is going to lean across the table towards Key and motion her a little bit closer. And when she leans
lean.
over, and this is what we call panicking.
What is this? What is this secrets shit?
Yeah, Sylvie hasn't been very good at hiding it, to be honest.
What are you two talking about?
What is this?
Since when do you talk?
Since you two are shit at keeping things secret.
I
What
know where
secret?
you sleep, you pink head shit.
In case you haven't noticed, we've been spilling secrets all evening. What secrets exactly do you think we're hiding?
Isul just like looks back towards Key. Do you really think they don't know?
Probably.
Alter's sipping.
Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Just
Kit,
settles
are
back in
you
her chair
keeping
again.
any like Alter like slams his cup on the table, just Kit, are you keeping any secrets from us? Because now is obviously the time to share them.
You see that Kit was kind of dozing off, and when you like yell Kit, she startles him like, "What?"
Secrets? You know.
Do you have any secrets from us? I don't think you do, but
No,
Obviously,
I've told you all that I know for everything.
Are you sure?
I mean, I don't know what I don't know. So
that's
yeah,
true.
That is a very good point. Well, good on you.
Well, what are you two whispering about? What exactly do they have to whisper about? Since when do they ever
Nothing.
talk?
If she
I
talks
think
to
I'm
her,
going to bed.
fine.
You're fine. Everybody's fine.
Wait, what did Kit say? I missed that first bit.
Going to bed.
Oh, that she's going to bed?
Yeah.
Oh, dear, what time is it? We have an early morning tomorrow,
Well,
don't we?
you keep talking and whatever, it's like I'm glad that you are all talking about stuff. It's great.
Well, at least we're all on the same page, and we all know everything that we do know about each other and ourselves, so that's a plus. I don't think there's anything else to share unless anyone has questions for the other.
I mean, I wasn't telling y'all to stop. I was just telling you I was going to bed.
Go
Proceed.
on.
Night.
It is late, but I do have one question, but it's not really related to anything we've covered up to now. He turns to Silverus and does like a hand. He's like gesticulating with this sort of silent mouthing that's like he's thinking of a way to start a sentence, and then he stops and goes it a different way, and then stops and goes at it a different way, and just goes, "You wanted to sword thing? Train, practice, whatever?
Practice, yes.
Cool. Do you want to do that tomorrow or the next day or when should we do that?"
I don't really know. Everything's been kind of one thing after the other, but She's just gonna look at the wall and like I imagine Dia has like a calendar put up,
not
a
that.
carbuncle calendar.
Oh my god, there's carbuncle stickers to mark events on the calendar.
Yeah, she's like, look and confirm the festival starts tomorrow, right? The 3-day event.
Oh god.
Yep.
Yeah, she's like,
You see, there's like multiple carbuncles on it, and it's drawn with like 5 arrows covering half the calendar, pointing at it.
yeah, we are going to be a bit busy for the next 3 days. We have the festival and the auction and the gala.
Oh well. Oh my. You're very right. Oh no. Oh, that means I have to get a tailored shirt and suit.
Oh, that reminds me, Key, your dress came
Hmm?
in the other day.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I want to go see it.
Oh, we can see it tonight. Remember when we took the measurements for you?
Hmm.
Yeah, so it should fit like a glove. I think Mom also sent, I think those old, I don't know what they're called, but those potato treats, desserts, hors d'oeuvres, I don't really know, but the ones that you used to like. She sent those as
Yes.
well.
Yes. He
Hmm.
is kind of vibrating with happiness. Potato donuts. Potato donuts.
So you should be all set. Silver just like smiles and just like pats Key's head. So you have a snack and don't eat it all tonight. You're going to get an upset stomach.
I won't.
It's
She
happened
totally will.
before. It will. It's happened before. But you have a snack and you should be set for the gala.
By the way, what is this gala for, anyways?
Well, it's a gala and it has an auction on it. No, during it as
Hmm.
well.
It's a place to be seen and to see others.
This will be a
Exactly.
good opportunity to network, I suppose, if we're trying to accrue more power so that we eventually persuade the world to help us out. Gods, we sound absolutely loony.
It's also a day to just enjoy gala.
This is true. It isn't a day with cheap alcohol and very pretty women.
Yes, that's very true. And a dance floor. So, Key, I hope you can save me a dance.
Nice.
Alter sweating.
Are you not good at dancing?
Why are you sweating?
Well, I mean, one of the few lessons that I didn't retain very well was dancing lessons. Kind of had to avoid that for the date with Ride Dada for that reason. But it's probably fine. How hard?
Oh dear.
That hard, huh?
Yes.
Looks at Isul like, what are you going to do? I know you can't dance, right? Can you dance?
I think you forget I wasn't allowed to those lessons.
Well, yes, but I also wasn't allowed to teach myself how to use weapons, and I know how to use a sword. Looking at his sword now, like, I don't know how to use a scythe.
Yes, because I helped you. You didn't learn dancing, you couldn't help me learn.
Well, that's very true. Shit.
We could probably give you a hand.
Yes, we
Sil?
could. Kiki is an excellent dancer, and, well, that was one of, if not my favorite class.
Looks at Isul like, eh?
Isul looks just a slight bit self-conscious. She is very pointedly has stolen Alter's drink at this point because he needed to not be drinking anymore. And is just kind of like staring at the drink.
Alter looks at it like trying to recognize it but can't. Just like, where did she get that? Where did my drink go? I don't know, it doesn't matter. Shakes his head. Look, we both need to learn how to dance eventually. And what better way than to have someone in our clan teach us? We just need a partner, but well, he like holds his hand out to Isul's head like he's measuring her height, and he's like, you're short, so I assume you'll just be able to dance with Key if she was teaching you.
Just a
I've got
slightly
quite a few
evil look.
I promise it's really easy.
Alter, like, he looks at Isul, just like seeing still the uncomfortableness, and then turns back and just goes, we'll do it.
Right, well, she doesn't want to. You can't really force her.
I am her brother. I can force her to do anything.
The eyes have just like been staring at the cup. You just see them slowly raise. They're staring in front of her. But there was a challenge that she heard.
Ah, look what you've done. You've activated stubbornness.
See, all I have to do is convince her that she can't dance better than me and get to a point where she has to challenge herself and work hard at it, and then eventually she'll get good at it because she wants to be better at it. You have to use her competitiveness against her. It's quite
You'll
easy.
find that you're
Text-
the competitive one, Bubba.
Shut up. Doesn't like talking to Silvers doesn't break eye contact, just tells you to shut up.
Okay. Amuse, sip over drink. So, well, looking at the time, if either of you want to learn, we should be starting as soon as possible. I don't think we're going to have much time with all the festivities and the tournaments.
Maybe
Oh.
first thing in the morning? Or do we want to try tonight?
Above table, what was
don't
happening
know.
in the morning?
Yeah, like what's the schedule look like, Piper? Are we gonna be like morning? We gotta be there at like fucking 8 a.m. sharp.
So initially at first it's going to be signups because you don't have to participate in all of the events. You can pick and choose what you want to do. There'll be a sort of opening statement and then they'll get right to the games.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a big opening ceremony. They have the music and shit.
What'd you say?
I was just like, there's gonna be a big opening ceremony, like at Ren Fair,
Yeah.
where they play music and make a big
They
show
are
of it.
going to hand out something that allows for the coordinators to communicate with all the clans, so you got to make sure to receive that.
Okay, so not in the morning.
It starts at like 8 a.m.
Yeah. Okay, so we dance lesson tonight, is what I'm hearing.
Oh,
Drunk
no.
drunk dance lessons. Let's go.
Let's go.
Unfortunately, Isul is not going to do dance lessons tonight. There's been a little bit too much information overload in like single day, 2 days.
To be fair, you guys got 3 days because the gala's not until the very end.
Yeah.
Well, I figured it'd be like all day events.
The gala's at the very end.
The actual gala with the dance is the third of 3 days.
Yeah, I
So
figured we
there's
just wouldn't have time first and second
Oh,
day.
oh.
I figured it'd be like first day is fully booked, no time. Second day fully booked, no time. Third day has some stuffs, and then also the thing.
You can have nights to sleep.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
Well,
might
yeah,
we might
obviously, but more like we could sleep or we can lose sleep.
there's also the we don't, since we're not going to necessarily be in every what's it called, event, we could like actually have planned around like, okay, let's do like the thing where it's like skip this event, practice here instead, do this event, skip this one, eat, just cram our face full of food because we want to do the next 5 events.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Like just like planning out the amusement park day.
Con planning.
Mhm.
I've never been to a con or anything like that, so I'm like,
Oh
I
my
just assumed.
god.
Yeah, I just assumed it'd be like a fully booked. There's no time.
There's
No.
technically that's how it would be scheduled, but nobody ever does everything.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's always a point at which where you're like, okay, back to back to back, everything here from like 1 o'clock to 2 is stuff that I don't care about, so I'm gonna eat then.
Okay.
But then it's like 2:30 starts, and you're like, okay, cool. I guess I'll get done in 5 hours.
Okay. So up to you guys. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to just do that? What do?
The moment it's like dance tonight, Isul just like downs the rest of the wine, sets the cup down, slowly stands up, and starts heading towards the room because she is just kind of afraid nerve at the moment. She will, in passing behind Alter, just like a very slight pat on the shoulder. That is
Alter.
the very much the anxious gesture for Isul for Alter.
Mhm. Alter, he looks to Key and Silverus and says, I want to be enthusiastic about it, but I'm also super drunk.
And you just got back from fighting Shadow Beast too on top of all
I also
this.
fought the beast, so let's do tomorrow evening.
Okay.
Finger guns.
Sure.
Oh man, it does feel like a con.
Right. Oh. Bedtime. I've had enough
Hell
of
yeah.
this.
Bad time. Okay.
And
Yes.
I wanna know
as soon as Alter
what
hit the room, Isul went out the window. She is taking a walk. She needs some fresh air.
Silverus, as soon as they're away from fucking the rest of them, of just that was even more excruciating than I thought it would be.
Hopefully it'll be easier to grow as a clan, though. You know, having some people to trust.
Just pained noise. Okay. Maybe. Bedtime. Do not eat the potato donuts.
They are
I
not for
won't.
bedtime.
They are
Let's
not.
take a break. Take 10 minutes.
Liar.
Let's go.
Let's take 10.
If I may be so,
Or
if
it's
I
been
may,
3 hours as well.
yeah, I was
so,
about to say, if I may be so bold, I think we had
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
perfect straight role play, a
Yeah.
double shot of role play, no breaks.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
fine.
So
So
are we
do you guys
calling
just want
it
to
then?
call it? We can call it, or we can just take a break. Because if everybody's okay to keep going, I am too.
I don't want to dive into. I think it would be better to start if we're going to like dive into the festival. Start that next
Mhm.
session. I think the question is more of, is there any last minute conversations anybody needs with anybody else?
Yes, that was my thought. I was gonna see if anyone else wanted to do the last minute like one-on-one little role play visits, but I will second the notion of kick the can down the road for, I want to say party planning. It's not party planning, like festival planning,
Okay.
since that'll be like a good next session.
So, Amy, any
Sounds
last
good.
minute role plays you needing?
I mean, I had an idea, but it's if Iris is down.
Okay.
Sure.
The Silver Sinky thing, Iris, did you have something?
Nope.
Joe?
I think Alter is there's things he wants to do, but I think the minute he got into the room and saw Isul jump out the window, he's like, "Oh fuck," and then he sat down for a second and then passed the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
So he will have a conversation, but I think it's going to be delayed.
Okay. Mandy?
No, not that Kit may send some sendings before
Oh
she
my
goes.
God. No.
Do it. Do it.
Please let us. Okay. Key and Silver's talk can wait.
No,
That can be
I'm-
inserted
I
Oh,
don't
late
know
no.
what
I can't wait.
I want her to do, but I don't know what she's going to say. So go ahead and do your thing.
No. Ours is literally just filler. It's
Well, mine will be completely rambled if I do it right now.
that's the beauty.
Yeah.
That's
of
the
it,
that's the
Mandy.
beauty of
That's
it,
the
Mandy.
beauty of it.
Do it.
If you want to, don't feel pressured to.
Okay.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord. So the first one. I count my numbers. Hey, Helen. Are you
What?
aware?
Who's this?
It's Kid.
New mind. Who's this?
This is Kid from Clan Luminescent. Just wanted you to know that I found someone on like a picture that looks like you, but it's like hundreds of years old, and it's kind of weird. I'd show you, but I can't right now.
I'm not 100 years old. Kind of weird that you'd think that.
I mean, you can't blame me for the green hair. You're the only person I've seen with green hair.
What?
Anywho.
Just because I have green hair, I'm 100 years old?
Could be.
What? You have what? Purple hair? Were you here
Yeah.
since the dawn of humanity?
I don't think so. Not that far.
There's just a soft pause.
Arguing with someone who woke up in a cave after 100 years, like,
Yeah, no, he doesn't know.
well, oh, that's true. That's true.
I have a question. Was Helen asleep?
Yeah.
That's why he's so cranky. Helen has historically been a little bit more suave.
Yeah, he got woken up out of a deep sleep.
But he was having a nice dream. And some beautiful people around him, and then just Helen, this is Key, who I only met for like 2 minutes. Hello, I saw a picture of you. Are you old man?
So, that is sending conversation number 1. Is there sending conversation number 2?
Hey, Chesed. Are you awake?
Who?
Is that the whole
Justin?
message, or are you going to do all 25
Just
words?
This is Kid. You know, apparently there's the beast doing some, I don't know, short stuff as a dragon and kind of attacked Alter. It was, really weird.
Your first message stopped it. Kind of attacked.
Second message. Keep going. I haven't used anything except invisibility, and that was like a thing that was not a spell. So I'm just, doing it all. Blowing it
Okay,
up because I'm
cool.
going to sleep.
Wait, hang on. Pause a second. He cuts the sending off, and then you can feel a hum from your earrings. Like, hello, is this better?
Oh, That's pretty cool. I didn't know they did that. I just thought they were really pretty.
That's the second sentence.
Yeah, you should. This is a double-way communication. No sending required.
Oh. So, like, okay, cool. Did you get everything that I said earlier?
You said Altair was attacked by what?
A shard of the beast, like as a big dragon.
Oh, fragment of black. Yeah, those will show up from time to time.
And Radata, or however you say her name, gave him her wing and made it into like a really like magical sight.
There's a slight pause at that. Well, he's very special then. Give him a thumbs up and a cup of coffee for me.
Okay. I think that's all I know. Just thought to give you a heads up on what all was happening, since you know you're an angel and should probably know.
Yeah. I'll see you at the clan festival tomorrow.
Oh, you're going?
Yeah, this coffee stand isn't gonna set itself up.
Oh, so you're going as a merchant then? Like to have...
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
I
Well, I'll
think
make sure
Deborah's
to
gonna
stop by.
be participating, but I'm not sure.
Oh, God. She's going to wipe the floor with everyone. Anywho, we'll stop by and see you tomorrow.
Okay. See you then. And then
Nice.
there's just the magic of the earrings cut off.
Who else? I don't know if I knew Esad enough to send them a message. I'll see them tomorrow. I don't want to like totally.
Don't want to just totally surprise and shock this person and be like, oh, no, don't know who I am, but I know who you are. Please respond.
Like, I have at least met Helen a couple of times.
You must have the wrong number. Hangs up.
We met him we met Yasad a couple times too.
That's
I don't
the
have
kid,
a-
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a read on that one's personality as much. Like, I understand that Helen was like a jovial, joking type person from what I saw. So I was like, okay, I can message that one. I don't know this one. The other one might make mad, like the girl, and then she'll be like, "Don't talk to me anymore," and you shall be like, "You're stupid. Who are you? Don't call this number again."
Blocked.
Yeah.
That was so good. Everything I dreamed it would be. Just the random midnight call Helen.
And it wasn't even as bad as it was going to be.
No. But it was real enough. But it was just like silly enough that I'm so happy. Like, what, you think just because I have green hair I'm 100 years old?
I mean, it worked the first time. The blue-haired is thousands of years old. I'm just going by track records, you know?
There's
I
just the stranger your hair color is, the older you've been on this
That's
world.
right. You know, I went for the blue hair, and turns out they're an angel. So I'm going down the colored hair row, and
Just go down the color wheel.
that's right.
Looks to Isul and her pink hair.
Hey, Isul, are you okay?
Are you a millennial old angel too? You can tell me.
Are you messaging Isul like Isul's out on the town and just get a fucking ring? Just like, no.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it. Hey, Isul, are you okay? That was a lot just now.
This takes Isul a moment.
It's Kit, by the way. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I have a spell similar, but I'm fine. I just need some air.
Okay, well, don't go too far because it's like nighttime and, things tend to happen more. Do you need company or you're okay? Or one company or no?
No, you were going to bed. I don't want to interrupt that.
Well, I don't want to leave you outside with monsters.
I don't know if sending can transmit any type of emotion, but there is a distinct amusement. I don't know that that's going to be too much of an issue. But if you want to come out, I won't stop you.
I know, no, it's up to you.
Mandy!
Fine, I'll be there in minutes. Hold on.
It's just fucking as everyone's going to bed, Kit just like grabbing her fucking shoes and her like coat.
Like
Just-
like she has like the little fluffy slippers that she's putting back on and like her house coat.
It's like fucking tap 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 outside.
Mm-hmm.
No. I imagine Isul only went to like, because this is a new house, there has to be like some sort of like clearing that was made for the house. It's just like the boundary of the clearing.
Kid will try to find. Like, it's all my God. Where are you at?
I don't think you need to whisper. This is
Well,
our
I
property.
don't want to. What? No, the shadows might hear me.
I promise I will protect you from any of the shadows if they pop up.
Well, good, because I think I just ruined like my whole what I can do today on sending spells.
Why would you do that?
Well, first I had to ask Helen if he was like super old and an angel. And then I had to tell Chesed that there's apparently a shadow dragon that is going around attacking towns.
So, I suppose Chesed makes some sense. Why are you harassing Helen?
Because, these I don't know anybody else with green hair in the picture.
Hmm.
I had to like check him off the list, and it was the easiest way instead of having to go over there.
I don't think I can call that racist, but it feels very similar.
Look.
That's what Helen was saying.
Look, I can't help it. Like I have a picture, then he looks like the person in the picture. It wasn't me going possibly. I mean, I already asked the one with the blue hair and turns out ding ding ding. I was just going,
I mean, I suppose I can see the logic, but also at the same time, family resemblance is a thing.
True. Should I apologize to Helen?
I don't know that full apology is necessary, but interrupting somebody this late at night is considered not particularly good.
Okay, well, I will find him tomorrow and apologize for interrupting him for urgent save the world information.
Was it really urgent to save the world, whatever you sent him?
Why? Because, like...
Not why, was it? What you told him.
No, but
Hmm.
if he was someone who could be part of saving the world, it was probably pretty urgent that they know. So I was testing it to see.
There is a very distinct trying not to be amused, visibly. She nods
But I
slightly.
hear he turns people into fish, so, I don't know if that's who we're wanting.
Yeah, we're talking about getting Clan Kyo in on all of this anyway, so he's being dragged
Yeah,
along whether he wants to or not.
that's true. And I figured that they're going, like you said, they're going to be in it one way or the other. And, if the world is going to end or whatever, I need to figure out all of this stuff before we die.
Isul nods slightly. I suppose so. Do I think general rule of thumb, once it gets, 2-3 hours past dark, I can probably wait till morning.
Well, I don't think the Shadow Beast is going to wait till morning. I understand. I'm sorry.
Just snort and shake head. And Isul just lets the silence sit for a moment and then just kind of inclines her head towards Kit. How are you holding up?
It's a lot, like I don't know how to answer that question other than it's a lot.
Yeah. I know it might seem like everything is coming at you in particular, but you can talk to us and it all help.
Well, you all helped me earlier. I still feel like it's my fault that all of this is happening because I wasn't able to hold it longer.
From what it sounds like, and from what vague memory of a dream I have of this creature, if it hadn't escaped you when it did, it was going to escape eventually, and historically, with these types of things, at least from what I've seen and heard in stories, if it had taken much longer, you might have gone with it, and then we wouldn't have any source of information. You may not have your memories, but at least the people that do have the memories are talking to you.
Yeah. But and maybe this is because I don't know what I knew before, but how do you, like, obviously we didn't know then either. How do you even defeat something that seems to be necessary in the world? Like everything is made of existence.
Perhaps
You can't
defeat is
just
the
get rid
wrong
of
word
it.
then.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, because you can't get rid of it, and obviously you can't contain it very long.
Well, that's not a question I really have the answer for. I'm not magically inclined and was not really allowed to learn much from any of the scholars. All I can suggest is that we start approaching it, at least at the moment, like we would any significant threat, a piece at a time.
Mm. I just wish I could remember more because I feel like there's like so much that we already knew and we're starting all the way over when we don't. I don't know if we have time to start all the way over.
Mm. You may not remember, but you are remembering slowly. And I don't know that you remembering everything right now would change much.
We'd know what not to do if it had been tried before.
True, but some of the mistakes may be necessary, unfortunately.
Hmm. Maybe so. It just, I don't want anyone else to, like, Alter could have been really hurt, you know?
There's a tightening in her jaw for a moment as she kind of looks back towards the house. And then she slowly shakes her head. To be fair, Alter gets himself hurt because of his own dumbass decisions on a daily basis. But... And you cannot tell him I said this. He is more capable than he gives himself credit for. I think most of the people in the clan are.
Yeah. And I think everyone, you know, thinks I'm not belittling anyone's problems. They sound, you know, like you all had a lot going on before you came to the clan. And I am so glad to see that you all talked about it and stuff because, I mean, I don't know a lot of people, but you all, like you said, do seem pretty capable. And I am glad that, you know, you're starting to trust each other more.
There's an expression on Isul's face I don't know that Kit would be able to read.
I can't roll my insight because I'm on my phone.
And you just see her kind of tilt her head one way and then the other. Trust may be a bit generous, but I suppose it's a start. But I think you need to trust us a little bit too.
Hmm.
We
I'm
may be
trying
fumbling the
to.
way through the dark, Kit, but we're still moving, and that's the important part.
Mm-hmm. I just don't want to be a reason for anything to happen to any of you. And I know it's not my fault, but it feels like it's hard to not feel like it's partly a little bit, even if it was unintentionally.
Trust me, I know what that feeling is. There's some of the same, well, maybe not the same, but similar guilt I have in the situation my brother and I are in. All you can do is try to make it better. I do it by making sure he stays alive. And ideally, as clean a hands as possible after everything. She'll just
So
kind
that
of reach out towards Kit, like trying to motioning for Kit's hand.
she'll give her hand.
She'll just kind of flip Kit's hand around so it's like palm up, and just kind of shake it just a little bit. And you keep us alive.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to let anything happen to you.
So you're already doing more than you think you are. You're surprisingly powerful for somebody who's been asleep for 300 years.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's pretty wild the things that I apparently know how to do, even though I don't remember how I know it. But I promise that I will look after all of you the best that I can, even if I'm hiding in the back.
Just Yeah, amusement.
Mhm.
Like, oh. Born and raised and trained to be the one in the front, so you're not going to get any complaints out of me about that.
Hmm.
Are you feeling a little better?
Yeah, I am. Thank you.
She nods slightly. Let's go, Kitan.
Are you going to stay out here longer or are you heading in?
She looks back towards the building. Knowing Alta, he's probably snoring up a storm already.
Probably.
I think I'd like a little bit more quiet.
Okay. Well, if you need us, just holler. I'm go head in. But one last thing before I go though, that necklace really does match your eyes, and she'll run off.
And there's like this moment of like, what? And then oh shit, I forgot the necklace. And then just this like slight blush. But she does not say anything. Silver's key.
Key
Finish up.
and Silvers. Key and Silvers.
What in the world is wrong with this?
Oh, up to Iris. Iris, do you want to postpone it?
Yeah, postpone it.
Okay. We can fit it in literally anywhere. Is not too important.
Okay. Then we will adjourn court for this time.